For those of you who might be a little confused by what alternates and stems are, alternate versions would be exactly what it sounds like, an alternate version of that primary track. So you might have an acoustic version, you might have a holiday version, you might have a version that only has a subset of certain instruments. Another alternate version type might be cut downs. You might have 15-second, 30-second, 1-minute cut downs. A lot of libraries want you to have those cut downs so that they can reach a wider audience's needs. Now, stems are the components of your primary track, broken down generally into instruments or instrument types. These stems are useful for music editors to put together or to layer or to be able to change the mix according to what that music editor is looking for when they're trying to sync it to a film. So how granular those get, it's going to be really dependent on what your client is asking for or what the library is asking for. But generally, you'll see a drum stem, you'll see a guitar stem, you'll see a bass stem. Sometimes you'll see the guitar stems broken out into electric and an acoustic. Again, it's going to be dependent on what your client or your library is looking for, or it might just depend on your own preferences. Let's go ahead and tell TrackStage which of these are stems and which of these are alternates. So when you select alternates, so for instance, we've got guitar ouds, we've got no bass, we've got no drums, we've got no flutes, so the next thing we want to look at are stems from a TrackStage perspective, because stems tend to be given to the clients only once the deal is made. We're not as concerned about all of the metadata filtering through to the stems. We really only want the contact information, the bare minimum. So when we select these as stems, we just recognize that the metadata is going to be somewhat different for these. There we go. So now we have Naiad completely set up with its alternate versions and its stems, and we can just collapse it up like that.